What if I told you that the average person has over 60,000 thoughts per day, and research shows that 80% of them are negative? That means right now, your mind is probably swirling with multiple negative thoughts. We all deal with negative thoughts. If you don't take control of them, they'll take control of you. But here's what most people don't know. By using a few specific techniques, you can completely rewire the way you think in just 21 days. And neuroscientists have actually proven these methods work. In the next few minutes, I'm going to share 13 powerful methods that will help you break free from the mental prison of negative thinking and finally take control of your mind. Not just fluffy motivational fluff, real actionable strategies that actually work. And I promise you, by the end of this video, you're going to see yourself in a whole new way. Let me tell you something strange. Not every single thought your brain comes up with daily is actually true. The issue is, we take them as if they're absolute gospel. Let's say you're about to try something new and suddenly a thought pops into your head. You can't do this. Instantly, your mood drops. Why? Because your brain told a lie, and you believed it. Now try this little trick. Instead of saying, I'm going to fail, say, I'm having the thought that I'm going to fail. See what just happened? You separated yourself from the thought. You didn't become it, you noticed it. It's like watching a commercial on TV. Just because you saw it doesn't mean you believe it. Same thing here. The thought is just a mental ad. You get to decide whether to buy what it's selling. This simple shift comes from a technique used in therapy called cognitive diffusion. It helps you see that thoughts are just thoughts, not commands, not facts, not who you are. The second you start doing this, you take back control. You stop being pushed around by your thoughts and start choosing how you want to respond. Our brain is just like a train. Once it gets on a track, it keeps running in that same direction. Negative thoughts thrive on that same old routine. They show up when you're in the same spot, doing the same things, thinking the same way. So if you want to stop that train, get your body moving. Stand up, take a walk, splash some cold water on your face, or do a bit of light exercise. Movement changes your mental state. It's not just a saying, there's real science behind it. A Harvard study found that just 10 minutes of light physical activity can significantly boost your mood and reduce stress. Do you know Tony Robbins? He inspires thousands of people. Before going on stage, he jumps on a small trampoline, not just for the body, but to take the brain to a different state. You don't need a trampoline. Your room's floor is enough. So next time you feel your mind getting heavy, like you're slipping into a fog, move your body right away. When your mind gets stuck, your body is the key that gets you out. If you talk to your friends the way you talk to yourself, you probably wouldn't have any friends left. Whenever you make a mistake, your mind immediately goes, "Ugh, I'm such an idiot," or "I'll never get this right." Now think, if your closest friend made that same mistake, would you say those harsh things to them? Instead, you'd probably say, "Hey, it's okay. Everyone makes mistakes. Just try again. You've got this." So you see, being that harsh to yourself really isn't okay. Did you know your brain hears everything you say? Even the stuff you joke about. Even the things you only think silently. And the more you talk down to yourself, the more those words start to feel like the truth. The solution's actually simple. Start talking to yourself like someone you actually care about, someone you love. When you mess up, say what you'd say to a friend, "Okay, that didn't go great, but it's not the end of the world." Or, "This is tough, but I'm trying," and that matters. It might sound a bit cheesy or like something straight out of a book, but it actually works. A study in clinical psychological science found that being kind to yourself, what we call self-compassion, can help reduce anxiety and sadness. It also makes you more motivated to reach your goals. You don't need to be fake positive or pretend everything's perfect. Just stop kicking yourself when you're already down. So next time you hear that angry voice in your head, just try to think in a kinder way, just like you would if it were your friend going through it. When your mind starts spinning with thoughts, you usually start giving them too much importance. But here's a simple little mind trick that works like magic. Just ask yourself, "So what?" Your mind goes, "What if I fail this test?" You go, "So what?" Your brain says, "People might think I'm not good enough." You answer, "So what?" This tiny question cuts through the fear like a knife, because most of the time our negative thoughts aren't based on facts. They're based on fear, And fear loves to make everything feel like the end of the world. But when you ask, so what? You're forcing your brain to think deeper. All right, so what if you fail the exam? Then what? You'll try again, maybe study better, learn from it. Life's not going to stop. Or what if people judge you? So what? Their opinion doesn't pay your bills. It doesn't define your worth. People always have opinions. That's just background noise. It's kind of like shining a flashlight into a dark room. Suddenly that monster in the corner? Just a coat on a chair. The so what trick takes the power away from the thought. It puts the control back in your hands. You're not ignoring your problems. You're shrinking them down to their actual size. Try it next time your brain throws something scary at you. Just pause and breathe in and ask, so what if that happens? Most of the time you'll realize it's not as big a deal as your brain made it out to be. Now let me tell you about a technique most people overlook, even though it's incredibly powerful. It's simple. Just write your thoughts down, but not like a regular diary. You've got to write like a detective, breaking things down, piece by piece. When your head is crowded with thoughts, they start to feel huge and overwhelming. But the moment you write them down, they begin to shrink. It's not enough to just write what you're thinking. You've got to dig deeper and figure out why those thoughts are coming up. Ask questions. Get beneath the surface. Let's say a thought pops into your head. I can't do anything right. That's your cue to switch into detective mode. Where did this thought come from? Is it based on something real, or is it just an old fear? Would I ever say this to someone else? This kind of thinking changes everything. Because when you write like a detective, you're not just venting, you're looking for evidence. And 9 times out of 10, you'll realize these thoughts have no real proof behind them. They're just old stories your brain's been replaying on a loop. When you start journaling like this, you become the observer, not the victim, of your thoughts. And once you observe something clearly, you can change it. One study from UCLA found that when you label a negative emotion or thought in writing, it reduces activity in the amygdala, the part of your brain that triggers fear. So literally, writing it out calms your brain down. So grab a notebook or even your phone's notes app. And when your mind starts spinning, go detective mode, because once you see your thoughts in black and white, they lose the power they had in your head. Your brain is constantly consuming something. Not food, but content. Just like your body gets sick if you live on chips and cold drinks all day. Your brain also becomes weak if you constantly fill it with mental junk food. What's mental junk food? It's the endless scroll of negative news, toxic social media, comparison traps, gossip, clickbait drama, basically anything that adds stress, self-doubt, or anxiety without giving you anything valuable in return. Your brain doesn't always know the difference between something you're watching and something you're experiencing. So if you're watching fights, chaos, or endless negativity online, your brain starts reacting like you're in it. Your stress hormones spike, your head feels heavy, and later you wonder, why do I feel like this? It's like trying to stay calm while standing in the middle of a hurricane. So it's time to check your mental diet. Ask yourself, is this content making me feel better or worse? Is it helping me move forward or just keeping me stuck in the same loop? Start replacing junk with stuff that actually fuels you. Listen to inspiring podcasts, watch things that teach you something or make you laugh, read stuff that makes you think, spend time with content that lifts you up. If you just become a little mindful each day about what you're feeding your brain, you'll see a huge difference. Because what you feed your mind slowly turns into your mood, your energy, and your mindset. So feed it something good. Let's clear something up. Meditation isn't about sitting like a monk on a mountain for hours. It's not about clearing your mind or being super spiritual either. It's simply about taking a moment to breathe, notice your thoughts, and not let them drag you around like a dog chasing its own tail. Even just 3 minutes of quiet can change the whole tone of your day. And you don't need incense, music, or a yoga mat for this. You can start right now. Just sit quietly, close your eyes, take a deep breath in, and let it out. Just focus on your breath. That's all. Studies show that just a few minutes of meditation each day can lower stress, sharpen your focus, and help you sleep more peacefully. So next time it feels like there's a storm raging in your head, don't reach for your phone. Just sit quietly for 3 minutes. Give yourself a little peace, because often it's in the quietest moments that the clearest answers show up. Sometimes your mind feels like a battlefield, thoughts crashing into each other one after another. Suddenly everything feels big, messy, and terrifying. That's why you need a mental safe zone, a calm, quiet space inside your mind where you can take shelter when the noise inside gets too loud. You don't have to make this complicated. It's just a simple visualization trick. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and imagine a place where you feel completely safe, calm, and light. It could be a real place, like your childhood room, your grandma's kitchen, or a quiet spot by the ocean. Or it could be completely made up, like a wooden cabin with a cozy fire inside and the sound of rain tapping gently on the window. Focus on the details. What do you see? What does it smell like? What sounds do you hear? How does the air feel on your skin? Build that place in your mind like a little movie scene. Then, whenever the stress kicks in, whenever your thoughts start to feel too heavy, go back to that safe place. This isn't about running away from reality. It's about giving your mind a little break so you can breathe, feel lighter, and come back stronger. Your mind deserves a safe place too, doesn't it? So go ahead, build it. The interesting thing is, as simple as it sounds, it's just as powerful when you actually use it. All you have to do is wear a rubber band on your wrist, and every time a negative thought pops up, gently pull it and snap. That tiny sting isn't there to punish you. It's there to break the old familiar pattern of your thinking. And here's the fun part. No matter how weird this seems, there's actual science behind it. Your brain loves patterns. The rubber band gives it a tiny jolt, a quick signal that says, "Not this road again, buddy." You don't have to wear it forever, but until your brain learns a new, healthier way to think, it can really help. Just one small rubber band can create a seriously big change. Gratitude isn't just a tip for staying positive. It's a real powerful mental force. When negative thoughts come rushing in, gratitude is the shield that blocks them and keeps them out. Funny thing is, your brain can't be in complaining mode and gratitude mode at the same time. So the moment your mind gets flooded with negative thoughts, shift your focus to something you're truly grateful for, like having a friend who gets you, or that unforgettable trip you once took. It might sound way too simple, and that's exactly where the magic lies. Gratitude grounds you. It pulls you out of the storm in your head and gently reminds you that life isn't as bad as your mind is making it out to be. No matter how bad the day gets, there's always something. Someone's smile, the smell of hot tea, the beauty of nature. That's why when negative thoughts try to creep in, gratitude is the shield that says, "Not today. You've knocked on the wrong door." Think about it. When you're in a messy room, doesn't your mind feel just as cluttered? And on the flip side, just stepping outside for 5 minutes can suddenly make your mind feel lighter. Our surroundings have a direct impact on our mental state. A chaotic, dull, or noisy environment can trap your mind in negative thoughts, often without you even realizing it. So if you notice your thoughts are going in circles, just do one simple thing. Try changing your surroundings. You don't need to do anything drastic. Just open a window, move your chair, tidy up your desk, add a little plant, or play some soft music. These small shifts send a powerful signal to your brain. Hey, something's different, we're not stuck. Changing your environment doesn't mean you have to move to another country. It simply means shifting your energy. And the interesting part is, when your surroundings change, your thoughts slowly start to change too. Instead of always bottling up your problems in your head, sometimes it's better to talk to someone about them. When your mind is overwhelmed with stress, fear, and endless thoughts, don't keep it all trapped inside. We often think that handling everything alone is what makes us strong. But staying silent allows small thoughts to slowly grow into giant monsters. Talking to someone you trust is like turning on a light in a dark room. You might not find all the answers, but just speaking up brings relief, clears your mind, and creates a sense of connection. It doesn't have to be some deep therapy session. It can be a simple conversation with a friend, a family member, or someone you trust, someone who understands you. So the next time your thoughts start to feel overwhelming, share them. Let there be someone who can sit beside your inner chaos, even if just for a little while. When we get stuck in negative thoughts, we often keep looping over the same mistakes, the same regrets, and the same old fears. It's like watching a sad old movie on rewind again and again, hoping that maybe this time the ending will change. But in that very moment, if you just pause and ask yourself, what's one thought I can have right now that might actually help even just a little? It's called the one thought forward rule. where you gently guide your mind one step beyond the current thought. It's not about forcing yourself to be super positive. It's about gently nudging your mind towards something that's just a little more helpful. Let's say a thought pops into your head. I always mess everything up. A one-thought-forward response could be, yes, I've made mistakes, but I've also learned from them. You're not trying to leap into some overly positive mindset. You're simply trying to take one small step forward to find a sliver of light in the fog. And often, that one small shift in thought, that tiny forward step, can be the very beginning of the change you've been searching for. Do you know where the real problem lies? We always hear things like, stay positive, be grateful, try meditation, and at that moment we think, yeah, that actually sounds good. We even feel motivated for a little while. But then those old negative thoughts creep back in, and everything goes right back to how it was before. Because the problem isn't not knowing what to do, the problem is not being able to apply what we know. So from now on, make a sincere effort to apply these in your daily life. You'll decide which thoughts to keep and which ones to let go. This isn't about forcing yourself to stay positive. It's about taking back control of your mind. Training your brain in a way that it works with you, not against you. It might take some time, but once you make friends with your mind, nothing will be able to stand in your way. Now it's your turn. Pick just one of these tools and try it today. Your mind deserves peace, and you have the power to create it.